Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to my Greek kitchen. Today we're going to be making a Greek apple cake, and the ingredients are very simple and the cake is absolutely delicious and yummy. Let's have a look at what we will need. For the apple cake we will need 180 ml of Greek extra virgin olive oil I'm using here. We will need a Bromley apple, finely sliced, peeled, cored and chopped into little chunks like this. We will need 3 eggs, 180 grams of Greek yogurt. We will need 200 grams of brown sugar, 300 grams of all-purpose plain flour, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, quarter of a teaspoon of ground cloves, and I have here a nutmeg, and I'm just going to do a grating of nutmeg because that adds a lovely flavor. My tin, I have here a springform tin of about 20-23 centimeters, and I have some icing sugar, so when our cake is nice and cold we can add a dusting of icing sugar on top. First things first, you will need 2 bowls, and we're going to start with the dry ingredients first. So in a bowl you're going to add your flour. You're going to add the brown sugar. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and we're going to give this a quick mix so the baking powder incorporates. And in here we're going to add 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and apple and cinnamon is a combination made in heaven. And then you add the ground cloves and the nutmeg, and that just takes it to a whole other level. Trust me, you have to make this cake. This cake is not supposed to be fluffy, it's supposed to be nice and moist. So a few gratings of nutmeg, nothing too much, and it smells fantastic. Okay, simple. So we're gonna keep this on one side, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our dry ingredients. Okay, so in our bowl with the olive oil we're going to add our yogurt, the whole thing. This cake is quite healthy also with the olive oil and the yogurt. It just makes a nice change to using butter all the time. And then we're gonna add our 3 eggs. Go in. Perfect. 3 medium eggs. And then we're gonna give this a whisk. Here we are, I've whisked everything together. So that's my olive oil, my yogurt, and my eggs. And I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla into this mixture. Lovely. And I'm gonna give it another whisk. So, my wet ingredients are ready. And the only thing I need to do now is add my apple into my flour mixture. Okay, and I'm just gonna fold it just like this. Pretty straightforward this cake, isn't it? And it's very delicious. So if you have these ingredients at home, then you can whip it up and enjoy it with a cup of tea or a coffee. Okay, so this is mixed. I don't need the whisk anymore. So I'm going to put this here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my dry ingredients into my wet ingredient, just like this. Okay, and I'm going to gently fold. So you shouldn't overwork this now. You should gently fold until the mixture comes together, and then you'll be ready While I've been doing all this, mixing together and telling you all about the ingredients, I should have told you that I preheated the oven. So the oven is preheating at 160 degrees centigrade, okay? So we need a really low oven because the cake is gonna cook between 40 to 60 minutes. Now, can you see? Very easy mixture to come together. So I've lined my springform tin with a bit of greaseproof paper, and I'm gonna try very elegantly to do this. So you just need to add all your mixture. You see how it's sliding very nicely. Don't waste anything, so everything goes in. We don't like waste, so everything goes in. As I said, extremely easy cake to make and super delicious. So come a little bit closer. So I'm gonna very gently just smooth it out. You see? So as I mentioned before, this cake is not fluffy inside because, as you can see, you have the apple, and the apple gives it a lovely, lovely moisture. So it's a lovely moist cake. This will now go into the preheated oven for 40 to 60 minutes, but check it at 40 minutes with a wooden skewer. So use a wooden skewer to poke it to make sure it's cooked. If it's not cooked, then leave it for about an hour, okay? Time for a cup of tea. The cake is ready. It had 60 minutes, and the test, as I mentioned to you, is to use a wooden skewer and just pop it inside your cake, and when it comes out clean, it means that the cake has cooked. So I'm gonna leave this now to cool down for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna take it out of the tin, and then I'm gonna let it cool down completely before I dust it with icing sugar. Here we are. The cake, the apple cake, is ready. It smells absolutely divine, and it has completely cooled down. Next thing, a bit of icing sugar. Sometimes when I don't have icing sugar, I don't dust it with icing sugar. But if you have icing sugar, it looks quite nice. So a little bit. Trust me, you will love it. It's so easy, it tastes divine, and because it's lovely and moist, it's very warming. So I will try a little bit. Lovely. I'm gonna cut a little piece for myself. Lovely. And bit more icing sugar. Look at this inside. Nice and moist. You have to try it. It's delicious. Greek apple cake. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you here next time for some more Greek cooking. Enjoy, and most importantly, take care of yourselves.